Oh, never! Holy moly! Well, I wasn't expecting that. That is an absolute monster pollock. The size of that. Here is a cracking pollock that we got earlier on out on the boat. I've already gutted it. I put the guts in one of the crab pots, and I'm just going to quickly show you how I'm going to fillet it off. Taking a sharp knife, what you're going to do is you're going to run up behind the head, and your cut is going to come behind this gill. So that fin there, so you're going to cut is going to go that way, like that. The next cut, if you can see where its backbone runs, you're going to run the knife down there until you get to roughly here. You should be able to feel the knife running along the backbone. When you get to probably here, you can push the knife all the way through. There, and then you're going to run the knife down flat like this along the backbone. There. If you look in here by folding the meat back, you just want to run the blade in and you can feel it and hear it going along the backbone, can't you? And on the ribs. Then if you open up the belly flap, you can see there where all the ribs are. If you can put a cut in behind all of the ribs like that, and then just gently peel them away with the blade, this will eventually meet up with the cuts that you made on the opposite side. Now look. I missed one of them. There. And then when you get to the end, that should be it. There's the fillet off. You can see on the fish there, look, there's been no meat wasted. You've got a millimetre's worth there with a rib, look. And you're taking it all off the side. That was how easy it was. Now all you do is you just flip it over and do the same on the opposite side. The next thing you can see that I've done is I've removed the belly flaps off the two fillets. The reason being is because the belly flaps is where you find most of the worms. See that there? Now, you might be quite put off. All fish have worms. Even the ones you buy at the supermarket. It's just we can see these because we cut them out. The worms live in the guts of the fish. So generally you will find them in the belly flap of the fish. There is nothing wrong with it. You can still eat it. All we do is whenever we've filleted it and skinned it, we freeze it and then cook it. As long as it's frozen, fully frozen, and then as long as it's cooked properly, you will never suffer from things like that. Look, you can see them. None of this goes to waste. Any pieces like this or the carcass, I put them in the freezer and then we'll use them in the crab pots. I'm now going to take the skin off the other side. It's really easy. All you want to do is you'll hold it at one end and you make an incision through the meat to the skin. And when you get through to it, you turn your knife flat and just with like a light sawing motion, pulling the skin, just skin it all the way off. It helps if you have fingernails for this, which I don't. There, you can see I've just made a little incision, so it's gone through the meat up to the skin. I haven't cut through the skin. And then holding it, you see how the knife's flat to the skin? There, see? There. When you get so far, you can get hold of the skin and saw the sawing motion with the skin as well. You can just do that all the way down. Now look. There you can see the skin's come off, it's got no meat on it, and there's the fillet. So these two now, filleted, no bones, no skin. Perfect.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Fish Rocker Kitchen. So we've seen John catch, fillet and skin the pollock, and now I'm going to show you how to make a really basic fish pie. I'm going to keep the ingredients really simple because at the minute I can't get hold of a lot of ingredients. So I've just got one of the fillets and I'm going to poach that in some milk. You want the ingredients for a white sauce or a cheese sauce, so milk, flour, cheese, butter, and then you want some potatoes. So I'm using this size dish. I'm not doing mashed potato, I'm going to do sliced potatoes. So all I've done is peeled them and sliced them down to like between about 1/2 centimetre and 1 centimetre thick. And then I've just blanched them in some boiling water just until they're a little bit floppy. So like that initial crunch is gone, but you don't want them to be crumbling and falling apart because you want to be able to lay them on top of your fish. So I'm going to start by getting the fish on poaching and then we'll make the white sauce. So you just place the fish into the milk. This is from cold, so we'll just let that bubble up until it's just white and flaky. Okay, so we've melted some butter in the pan and now I'm going to add in the flour and we're going to mix this together to form a roux. And this is going to be like a floury, buttery paste. I'm having to do it one-handed, so I'm sorry if the camera goes a bit wobbly, but I am filming solo. And this is going to be what thickens your sauce. You need to be quite quick with getting it moving. I'm just going to add in a tiny bit more flour and then we're going to gradually start adding the milk. So you can see how it's kind of forming like a floury, buttery paste. And now we're going to add in a splash of milk. I do this all by sight and feel. So just start with a bit and you just, really important to just not let it sit. Right, and now time for a bit more as it soaks it up. I always use a spoon, you could use a whisk, it really doesn't matter. So all you're doing is like getting that floury, buttery paste, the roux, to melt into the milk so that it thickens it up. What you can do, once the fish has finished poaching, if you're making these separately, is use the milk from the fish so that it gives it a little bit more flavour. But I'm just making this all together right now. So some more milk. So you can see that's starting to thicken up into a sauce now. All those lumps will just melt away as you keep stirring. Just as long as you keep stirring, it'll all be okay. And throw it up your wall. go. So the sauce is looking lovely. Just going to keep that moving, keep adding milk if you feel like it's still a bit too thick. And we'll get the cheese grated in there in a second, get some seasoning in. The fish is poaching away lovely next to me. What we'll do once that's ready is flake it into the sauce. I'm going to add in some peas, and then we'll just layer the potatoes on top and some grated cheese over the top. While this is all going on, we are preheating the oven to 180 degrees, and it's going to want about 20 minutes in the oven just to make sure those potatoes cook through. So I've just added in some frozen peas, grated some cheese in, that'll melt in. I have just turned the fish off. There you go. So it's just gonna flake. I'm gonna put it into the sauce, and then just as you stir it, it'll flake down. So I've lifted the fish out into the sauce. Just give it a little mix, help it break down a bit. Now, in an ideal world, you could add prawns to this, salmon, you know, you can use any white fish for this, but I'm just having to kind of work with what we've got at the moment. I'm gonna add in a bit of salt and pepper, and then we'll get it in the dish. Okay, so tip your fish and sauce into the dish. And then I'm just gonna layer the potatoes on the top. There we go. That's ready for the oven now. So just the potato layered on top, some grated cheese. So I'll check it after 15 minutes, but I'm expecting it's gonna take about 20 minutes to cook through. Here we go. So this has been about 20 minutes now. How yum does that look? And so easy. So let me know if you give it a try and what you think. Have a lush day.